Hello all of you beautiful Givebutter blog and vlog readers and watchers. My name is Jake Savage and I'm a former door-to-door salesman. I actually knocked on about 100,000 doors before transitioning into a sales startup that I helped launch with some other people. My job there was to build and train a team of salespeople nationwide, and while I was the president, we actually made the Inc. list of the 500 fastest growing companies 2 years in a row. Sounds like I'm bragging, that's not the intent. The main point here is to let you guys know that I am from the sales world, and now I'm a nonprofit fundraising consultant. And what I do is I leverage corporate sales methods to help nonprofit fundraising teams win bigger donations. So today, I wanted to go over 3 key things from the sales world that we can use in the fundraising world in order to be more effective. And there are 3 V's. We've got value exchange, verbiage, and visualization. So let's start with value exchange. A huge mistake that a lot of fundraisers make is they look at the transaction like a one-way street. Like donors are giving you money for the cause, for the mission, for whatever, and getting nothing in return. This makes it more difficult on you to try to fundraise, because you're pitching it as though they're not getting anything in return. And so one thing I help nonprofits do is to look at this like a true value exchange. One thing that we don't realize is there's a lot of stuff that people pay big money for, but they're not getting something tangible in return. And a great example of this is security systems, which I sold door-to-door for a long time. Over the course of several years, people will pay big money for security systems, thousands of dollars. They're not paying for anything in particular because they're only getting a couple pieces of plastic and metal in exchange to put on the doors, the windows, etc. What people are paying thousands of dollars for over the course of a couple of years is a feeling. They want to feel safe. They're paying for peace of mind. So when it comes to fundraising, we should consider ourselves salespeople of feelings. And what are some examples of the feelings that we're selling? Well, one is purpose. Obviously, we're helping to give people a sense of purpose that might not get that in their normal everyday life. Another one is satisfaction, feeling more satisfied with your life, with your work, with your goals, etc., because you're helping to contribute to a greater cause. Kind of similar to purpose. And then another one is connection. Helping people feel connected to something bigger than themselves. So we're selling 3 different feelings, and I'm sure you can come up with many more. So instead of looking at it as a one-way transaction, consider it a value exchange. Sure, they're giving money, but they are getting a feeling in return. The next V is verbiage, and this is a lot shorter because it's pretty similar to the first one. Instead of using words like give or donate or even support, because those can imply that one-way street, that one-way transaction I was talking about. Instead of using those words, I like to recommend using invest, partner, and then last on the list would be contribute. But it's still implying a 2-way interaction rather than that one-way street. So invest, partner, contribute. These aren't like a must, they're just my preference. So I'd recommend trying swapping out words like give, donate, and support for invest, partner, and contribute. And then lastly is visualize. Successful salespeople visualize positive outcomes. And that's because sales, fundraising, whatever, any form of persuasion is essentially a transference of emotion. So if I'm going into a meeting with a potential donor and I'm not totally sure about the outcome, I think there's a good chance they might say no. If I'm lacking confidence and feeling unsure, I'm gonna convey that to the potential donor. And then they're gonna lack confidence and feel unsure as well. So successful salespeople visualize a positive outcome. That's gonna help build my confidence, help me to feel sure about what's going on. And also that's gonna come through my words and my body language, etc. Because instead of saying something like, hey, would you consider giving or donating to our campaign? It's gonna come across as something a little bit more like, hey, I'm so excited for you to join us to invest into this mission that we've got going on. I'm excited about this potential partnership. Are you willing to consider boom, boom, boom? So food for thought, keep those 3 things in mind: value exchange, verbiage, and visualizing a positive outcome. Happy fundraising, let me know how it goes.